Good evening, good evening, good evening. Just to be sure, gonna check a couple of things. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just type in the chat that you can hear me. Type in the chat. Type in the chat that you can hear me. Type in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Type in the chat if you can hear me. Say yes, yes, I can hear you. Great. Great, 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 great. If you can hear me, let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. All right. All right. Amazing, amazing. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this amazing training today. Okay. I can see you, Deborah. I can see you, Obinna Namani. I can see you, the better guy. Patience. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, everyone. It's going to be an amazing time tonight. So let me know if you're excited. Let me know if you're excited to be here. Hello and welcome. If you can hear me clearly, do me a favor and drop a hello in the chat. All right, just one word, so I know you are with me. Okay, I see you. I see you. Now, I want you to do something for me before we start. Okay, you see, wherever you are right now, if you're holding a phone, I want you to put it on, prop it against a platform or something. If you're on a laptop, I want you to settle in. Get a notebook, get a pen, because what I'm about to share with you tonight is the kind of thing that you're going to want to write down. And for the next few minutes, I need you to be fully present. I need you to be fully present. Okay? Okay? So tell me in the chat when you are ready. Just type ready. Type ready, and I will know that you are with me. Type ready, and I will know that you are with me. Okay? Good. I see you all. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Mercy, Grace, Edith. Amazing. Now we can start properly. We can start properly. Okay, so before we go any further, I want to tell you exactly what you're going to walk away with tonight, because I don't want you sitting here for wondering where this is going. Okay, the promise I'm making you today is very simple. If you stay with me for the next few minutes, if you don't go and scroll Instagram, if you don't get up to maybe go do something else halfway, by the time we finish, you're going to walk away with something you've been searching for years. You're going to finally understand why your child has been struggling to focus, the one that nobody has actually told you about. And you will see the actual things that you can start doing this week to improve your child's focus and learning desire. Okay, so tell me, are you excited? Type yes in the chat right now. Type yes. So while we do that, let me quickly talk about who this training is for. Because this training, it is for a specific kind of parent. So let me try and describe you. And when I describe you, just make sure that you just tell me that yes, you are speaking to me. Okay? When I describe you, let me know. So this training is for you if you're the parent who knows at the moment they say the word homework, the whole house is about to change. Right? It's training for you if you have tried everything. You've sat with them at the table, you have shouted, you have bribed, you've taken away the phone, even the TV. A parent told me that she had taken away the TV. They literally stopped themselves from watching TV just so their child could focus. And so if that is you, let me know in the chat if that is you. Okay, it's also for you if you have paid lesson teachers sometimes for years, 30,000 a month, 40,000 a month, 50,000 a month, subject by subject, term after term after term, only for them to complain about the same issue only for them to complain about the same issue. And now you are starting to wonder. You're wondering if anything actually works. You're wondering if anything actually works. It's also for you if you're the parent who looks at your child sometimes and you think, I know this child can do better than this. Because you've seen them get excited about something that they're interested in. You've seen them get interested, get them focused for hours when it's a game or a movie or cartoon or something they actually want to do. So you know that the focus is there. You know that the intelligence is there. You just cannot figure out why it disappears the moment they sit down with a book. So if this is you, if you've started to feel a quiet worry that maybe your child will not make it academically, if nothing changes fast, because those habits you are seeing, those laziness, they don't disappear by themselves. They follow your child into secondary school, into university, into their career. And you're not just worried about their report card, you're worried about who they are becoming. Right? If anything I have said in the last few minutes, if any of them have described your life, if any of them had, called your name, right? Then welcome. This is your last bus stop. Okay, so now let me introduce myself properly. Why should you even listen to me? Why should you listen to anything I'm about to say? So if you're just meeting me for the first time tonight, my name is Chris Obike and I'm the founder of Tensai Kids. So Tensai Kids is a child development institute. Okay, what that means is that we are obsessed with one thing, which is helping parents to understand their children and helping children to learn the way that they were actually built to learn. Okay, so at Tensai, we believe that every child can learn, every single one. There is no such thing as a child who cannot learn. There are only children whose method has not yet been found. Okay, and so over the last few years, we've helped thousands of parents, thousands. Some of you in this room have bought my book, some of you have gotten my courses. Tell me in the chat if you've ever gotten any of my courses or programs before. Just type present in the chat. Type present. I want to see my people. Type present in the chat if you've ever gotten anything from us in the past. Maybe this is not the first time that you are getting something, or like you registered for a training that I was holding, or any of my team members. Let me know in the chat. If you've ever gotten that. Let me know. Just type the word present in the chat. Okay? Good. I see Deborah. Welcome. All right. And so sometime last year, we started offering assessments for children at Tensai. All right, I see my people in the comments. We would assess the child properly. We would look at their academic performance, we look at their behavior, we look at their environment, we look at their patterns. And as we did more and more of these assessments, I started seeing something that I couldn't unsee. Right? Child after child, brilliant children with high IQ, children whose parents would say, oh, this one is sharp. But these same children were sitting at home, failing to understand, failing to study, failing to, refusing to read. They were scoring far below than what they were capable of and doing so poorly in school. And that is because they had what we call a learning barrier. So there are two categories of problems that affect children's grades. And listen, if your child they are not doing as well as they should in school, listen carefully, because one of their problems is inside here. There are two kinds of problems. Number one is a learning deficit. Okay, and then number two is what we call a learning barrier. Now let me explain the difference, because of maybe English. English is not our first language. Right? So problem number one is called a learning deficit. And what a learning deficit is when your child cannot do a specific academic task. So let's say your child cannot read, or cannot multiply, or cannot spell, or they're finding it difficult to comprehend what they read. And a learning deficit is an academic skill gap. And all you need to do is just to find the right teacher, the right method and the child will catch up. That is all it takes. But if a learning deficit was the only thing your child was dealing with, well, you would have solved this by now, because you would have had a teacher and moved on and actually seen results. But that's not actually what is happening in your house, or that is not all that is happening in your house, right? The real problem, the real one, is what we call a learning barrier. A learning barrier is when your child has no interest in studying. Your child does not want to read, they lacks focus, gets distracted in 5 minutes, refuses to sit at the table, fights you every evening. Whenever it's time to read, they start crying. This is the deadly one. This is the one that nobody has figured out how to solve. Am I right? Because you can hire 10 teachers and your child still will not sit down. You can buy the most beautiful textbooks and your child will still not open them. You can shout, beg, bribe, none of it works, because the child does not have an academic problem. The child has a barrier. Lesson teachers don't fix learning barriers because they were never designed to. And so this is what I want you to hear tonight. You have been trying to solve a learning barrier with learning deficit problems, with learning deficit solutions, rather. It's like trying to open, there is this key. It's like trying to open there's this, I've forgotten the name of that key that if you can, if I, even the key that you use to open it, sometimes it will even lock you out. It starts with T. But like you're trying to open a padlock with the wrong key. That's what you've been doing. You've been throwing money on tutors. What your child needs is not more instruction. They have been signing up for extra classes when the real problem is that all the classes that you have paid for, they don't want to do it. And so no wonder that nothing is working. And that's because you have been fighting the wrong system. And so once I saw this clearly, I knew what we had to do. I had to figure out how to solve this problem, how to solve these learning barriers, because nobody else was doing it. And it was killing me. It was killing me to watch family after family. Yes, of course. it was killing me to watch family after family pour money into lessons and lessons, while their child continued to struggle with the same thing. So what did we now do? We decided to build a system specifically designed to dissolve learning barriers. It was a complete framework for transforming your child relationship with studying. And what we did, because of the nature of it, we started offering it one-on-one through our expert consultants who have been trained to deliver the system. Okay, now before I go ahead, let me answer some questions I can already see, because some of you are wondering whether, this solution even applies to your situation. Maybe you're probably asking, does this work for a child with autism or ADHD? Yes, it works. The principles are the same for every child. What changes is the implementation, because no two children are the same. And so a child on the spectrum needs the same things, just for you to set up to fit the way their mind works. And so even if your child is even in boarding school, how can this work? It will still work. All you need to do is you can build the structure during the holidays, so it's locked in before they go back, right? And even if you have a child under 3 years old and you're wondering if it's too early, trust me, when we created this, we tried it with lots of children, and we realized that it's not about the age of the child, it's more about you. This is the perfect time for you to start setting the structure, so that by the time that your children are ready, the environment is already waiting for them. So wherever you are, whatever your child's situation, stay with me, because the things I'm going to share, they apply to them. Okay? And so when we started that program, not long after, because we're doing it one-on-one, the results started coming. Children who used to refuse books, they were sitting down to study on their own. Children with 5-minute attention spans were now reading for 30 minutes, for 5 minutes, 1 hour. And the parents who used to shout every evening, they were now sitting in their living rooms in peace while their child did homework on their own. Imagine that. Imagine that. And I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to show you. But there was a problem. Because due to the level of work and expertise required to work one-on-one with most of these families, the costs had to be high, right? And what kept happening was parents will reach out to us. They will tell us how exhausted they were. They will tell us how much their child was struggling. We would understand the case, so, but when they had the fee, when we tell you, boom, the ones who could afford it would go ahead and pay. Why those who couldn't? Because they didn't want to. They couldn't. It's not just that they didn't want to, but because it was too much. For context, the rate to work with us for a month is 300,000 naira. And there is a waiting list, though, so it's not like people are not paying. There's a list, right? And I get it. I mean, I don't blame these parents because we're in Nigeria now. The economy is terrible. The bills are high and purchasing power has drastically reduced. It doesn't even exist again. So it pained me, it was paining me because people knew why I started Tensai. They know that we started Tensai to actually help a lot of parents. We started it to help. People tell me that, oh, Chris, you are doing humanitarian services, right? And so it was paining me. I was like, how do we make this system accessible to families who cannot afford to pay all this money? How do we get this into the hands of the parents who need it? And that question is why we created this training. Because I figured it out. And tonight I'm going to share it with you. I'll also show you proof from families that we've worked with so you can see for yourself and understand that for them, so possible for you too. And so that is what tonight is about. So fasten your seatbelts. Yeah? Because you are in for a ride. You are in for a ride. So before I go ahead, let me say this. For the last 30 years, every parent in this country has been told the same lie. Whenever like there's a problem with your child, whenever there's an academic problem, boom, they tell you that the child is your problem. Fix the child, fix the child. But listen to me, after so many years of doing this, after working with hundreds of children, there is one attribute that determines the success of your child, whether it's academically or otherwise. And I know why I'm holding this training. I know why I'm holding it for parents who have children between the ages of 3 to 12, because it's so important. So the thing that matters the most, the thing that is mostly the culprit that will get you the kind of child, is the environment around the child. The environment, the home, the parents, the structure. See, your child is just a seed. Put it in good soil. The child, they will grow. But if you put it on a bad one, they will have stunted growth or they will even die off. It is the environment that shapes them. It is the environment that shapes them. And so all you need to do is to fix the environment, and by default, your child does too. And so tonight, I need you to understand. Come with me with this new belief, because every single home where a child studies on their own, where studying happens without a fight, where the parent does not have to shout, every one of those environments has these three things in place. Without this structure, without this secret, without all of this, nothing will change. That's what I realized. Nothing will change. And so there are three secrets. Three. And tonight we are revealing all three. We are revealing all three. The first secret is how to make your child's brain to associate once your house with focus, so they can automatically shift into what we call focus mode when they sit down. That's the first secret I'm sharing tonight. And the second secret is what I call the unconscious 2-week rewiring that gets your child to prepare to study on their own without you saying a word. Without you saying a word. Okay? And the third secret is what we call the motivation switch that turns studying into something your child does because they want something, not because you force them. The third secret, this one is very important, is motivation switch that eventually gets your child to study on their own without you being there to like push them left and right. So are you excited? Tell me in the chat. Let's get started because we're about to get into it right now. Let me know in the chat if you're excited. Let's get into it. Let me know. Let me know if you're excited. Let me know. Let me know if you're excited. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right. So let me ask you a question, okay? And the question I'm going to ask you right now is, where does your child study right now? Where does your child study right now? Think about it. So if you're honest, the answer is probably something like this. Maybe sometimes the dining table, sometimes the bedroom, sometimes wherever there is space, right? That's typically where it happens or how it happens, right? That's how it happens. But what most parents don't understand is that the place where your child studies is doing one of two things to them. It's either pulling them into focus or it's pulling them out of focus. There is no in between. There is no in between. So let me explain. Let me explain. So the way our brains work, our brains work on association. The same way your brain works, same way my brain works, same way every human brain works. When you walk into your kitchen, what does your brain start thinking about? It starts thinking about food. It starts thinking about cooking. It starts thinking about hunger. Why? Why? Because every single time you are in that kitchen, food has always been the activity of things that are linked to food. So your brain has now linked the room to the activity. When you walk into your bedroom, what does your brain think about? Your brain thinks about sleep. Your brain thinks about rest. Why? The same reason. Years and years of association has linked the room to sleep. Right? That's what's happening. So now think about where your child is currently studying. Think about that. If they study in the same place where they watch TV, then their brain is confused. If they study in their bedroom where they sleep and play, their brain is confused. If they study at the dining table where they eat and laugh with the family and gist, their brain is also confused because every one of those places is fighting against focus. Why? Because their brain has linked those places to other activities. So when you sit them down there and tell them to focus, what their brain is doing, two things at the same time there. Their brain is trying to focus and trying to do whatever it has been trained to do in that space. That's what happens there. There's a reason why sometimes you take your child to study, you bring out books, you know that your child, that when you bring out the book, boom, even though this child has been bouncing off the wall, but the moment they sit down to read, their eyes start closing. They start, That is not laziness, it is association. Because if your child studies on the bed or in the bedroom or anywhere close to where they rest, their brain has linked that space to sleep. So the moment they sit there with a book, their brain does what it is trained to do, what by repetition it has always done. It powers down. So if you change the spot, and most of the time that sleepiness, it disappears on its own. You are not fighting a tired child, you are fighting what? A confusing environment. You are fighting a confusing environment. I hope that this makes sense. I hope that this makes sense. So the secret is for your child to have one spot in the house where the only thing that ever happens there is studying. Because within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent use, your child's brain starts to associate that spot with focus. They walk to that spot, and before they even sit down, their brain has already started shifting gears. Why? because it has associated that place with the activity, and so it has created a pattern. It creates a pattern. But the thing is this, okay? The thing is this: setting this place up is not as simple as, oh, pick one corner and say, oh, there's the study zone. Doesn't work like that. There's a lot that goes into it, okay? Like your child's learning style, your proximity to noise and movement, design, and all the components that make it distraction free for your child. So it's actually very, very intentional. Just like the way, the way you select the kind of couch you should put in your sitting room, and then you judge it by, does it match with the color of the curtain? Is it light gray and white and yellow gray? Just like that, right? When we work with a family for the one-on-one, the first thing that we do for them, is that we build this place. Because if you get this one thing wrong, the rest of the system cannot work. The rest of the system cannot work. And so before I go forward, let me tell you about the family that my team worked with last year. Our son Kefas was 4 years old. And so when this lady, when she reached out to us, her son was screaming. Her son was screaming. It was terrible. It was terrible. Every time she tried to force him to sit at the dining table for an hour, half of that hour was him crying. The rest was him being forced to write letters he did not want to write. So she had bought online courses. She had hired home tutors. She had tried everything and nothing was working. And so when we started working together, the first thing we did was to build him a proper study zone. That was the first thing that we did. And immediately after we finished that, I want you to actually listen. Listen so that you can actually see what she has to say after we shared that, after we helped her do this. After we helped her, listen to her.
When it's time for him to study, it's usually not an interesting time at all, especially when you come up with topics that he feels are difficult for him. He starts screaming, shouting, crying. I want to pee, he'll just start giving excuses. I think one of the reasons why he doesn't like learning, I think it was my own, I contributed to it because I felt, this is simple, I should do it. And the next minute, out of anger, I'll just spank him. And so he doesn't want to learn because if it's something new, it might end up with a slap or a scream or a shout. So before I started the program, the main thought of come and let's learn or come and study gets him off balance. He wants to run away, cry, or he's not interested. You have to force him to sit and focus. And most times he might not really achieve your aim. Now, if I tell him it's time to learn or something, especially when it's the 10th year activity, because it's fun, so he's always excited about it. He comes and then and he engages for the period of time.
So how many minutes was the highest maximum duration? He stayed focused and excited now.
Let's say 30 minutes. I would say structure.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say structure and consistency with the structure. I've seen how helpful that is, helping the child to understand that at this time, it's study time, it's time to learn, and helps to structure even the mind of the child. And that has helped me also in other aspects of my son's, even me, myself, as a parent.
So did you hear what she said? Did you hear what she said? She said structure has helped me also in other aspects of my son, even me myself as a parent. Right? Because most of the time you seek out, you say, oh, I want my child to be able to do this. I want my child to be able to do that. But then you don't realize that most of the time that the right thing that you have to do, actually affects you, the parent, as well. Because you might be going on and on and on and on and thinking, oh, I need to change my child. But really, what you need to change is yourself. And so right now, you probably realize that, oh, you need a proper study zone. And that's the first thing, right? That's the first thing. And when you set up the right place for your child to study, it doesn't just change them, it changes you. Because for the very first time, you stop fighting your child to focus. The environment that you have built now does the work that you have been trying to do. So tell me, what if I could show you exactly how to set that up? Just like we showed Mrs. Nima, would you like that? What if we could show you how to build this structure, how to set up this in your home? Would you like that? Type yes in the chat. Type yes in the chat. Type yes if you would like that. Type yes in the chat if you would like that. Type yes, type yes, type yes if you would like that. Great, 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 great. I see a lot of yeses. I see a lot of yeses. Amazing. Amazing. So let's move to the second secret, which is, the 2-week rewiring that gets your child to study without you saying a word. Right? Let's get into that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So, do you have an exact time at home when your child is supposed to study? Is there an exact time when your child is supposed to study? So if you're like most parents, that answer depends on the day. Maybe sometimes 5 p.m., sometimes by 7, sometimes by 8. If there's no traffic, or if there's traffic, sometimes even not at all. Everybody is so tired. Let's say, let's just leave him, I beg. Right? But what most parents don't realize is that your child's brain is constantly trying to predict what is coming next. Every minute of every day, your child's brain is running calculation. Is running calculations. So let me tell you, when you have a predictable schedule, your child's brain can prepare in advance. So by 4 p.m., if studying always happens at 4:30, the brain already starts to shift gear. By 4:15, the brain is preparing for focus. And by 4:30, your child is mentally ready before they have even sat down. They don't even know it's happening. Their brain is doing it for them. Right? Now, I know maybe some of you are thinking, oh, but Chris, my children only get back from school by 5 p.m. every day. How do I even fit reading time into that? So let me show you exactly how. Let's say, for example, they are home by 5. So they eat, they rest a little, they settle. So you set study time for, let's say, 6:30. Same time every single day, non-negotiable. It doesn't matter that they got home late. What matters is that 6:30 never moves. After about 2 weeks, you're going to watch what happens. Even though that period feels like it's cramped, but by 6:15, your child's brain already knows what is coming. They start winding down on their own. You will not have to drag them. The clock does the work for you. The exact time doesn't matter. What matters is that it's the same time every day. There's the time that we even help parents. For some of them that were so busy, we created the study time in the morning before school. And so at the end of the day, what matters is that you have to create a predictable schedule, because when your schedule is random, none of that preparation happens. The brain has no idea what is coming. It cannot prepare. It cannot shift gears in advance. So when you suddenly say, go and study, the brain has to do everything from a cold start. And cold starts are painful. They are painful. And that is why your child resists when you tell them to study, because they're not being lazy. Their brain literally has not prepared. You're asking them to go from 0 to focused in 30 seconds. No human brain can do that comfortably. So now imagine the opposite, okay? Imagine a child who has a specific study time every single day. Now, after 2 to 3 weeks of doing that, something will happen. Something happens. What will happen is that your child will start moving towards their study spot on their own. They will start moving towards it on their own. They will start preparing for study time without you saying a word. Why? Because they know it is time. Their brain has already prepared for that. And so let me tell you about another mom, because I'd rather show you than tell you. Her son was Johnson, is 8 years old. You know, typically that age where you say that a child has started, like, wanting to show himself and all of that. But this child is 8 years old. This child is smart. Oh. He scored 87 to 90 in school, but his mom knew he could do so much better. And so when Eniola, the mom's name was Eniola. So when she came to us, her son could not focus for more than 5 minutes at a stretch. She had been paying for home lessons for years, and nothing was changing. She was so sad, like, because she had tried everything, shouting, bribing, sitting with him, taking away his tablet, yet nothing. So when we started working together, we created a specific time. Same time, every day, no exceptions. Because that was the major challenge, no exceptions. And after a few weeks, let me show you what she said. After a few weeks, she said something very interesting, right? She gave her own testimony, and I would like to show you that testimony as well so that you can actually see for yourself.
At the moment, dressing is somebody that you have to go and tell to. You prefer to, you can stay on your staff all day. And even when you tell him to go and read, where that book is, he's already playing. And he will just come in less than 5-10 minutes. Mommy, I'm done reading.
He barely concentrates for 5 minutes. He's already distracted. Always want to stand up, always want to rush. Now, basically, he could, at his stretch, maybe read a storybook for like 45 minutes and it's okay.
He doesn't even his I don't have to shout again. If once I just mention it, he just goes, just know what to do.
Like last night now, I was reading a book and he said, Mommy, I would appreciate if you can read it aloud. Let me listen. And I asked him 3 questions about the book and he was able to answer, unlike before that his mind is abstract and also.
Can you imagine that? Can you just imagine that? A boy who never liked to read anything is now the one asking his mom to read to him. A boy who didn't like to read anything is now the one asking his mom to read to him. And so I'm sharing these stories for you to actually see. A boy who used to fight every time it was time for studies. A boy who had been avoiding books for years. He now sits by himself and says, Mommy, read to me. It is not magic. It's what happens when the rhythm locks in. And she said, listen to her, she said, it started happening within 1 week. Listen to me. Listen to me. The wrong methods are slow. I always tell people that the wrong methods are slow. It's anything that you are doing and they tell you, don't worry, it takes time. Wrong. The wrong methods are slow. Hire a teacher, wait 6 months, hope for change. Oh, let's see, he will get better. Slow. The right system, you will see it immediately. They play the show. Because you're not doing something, you're not teaching the child something new. All you are simply doing is that you're changing the environment. And the brain responds to the environment immediately. But the catch is that most parents who try to set up a fixed study time, they fail themselves. And that's because setting up a fixed study time that survives the real chaos of a Nigerian household is far more complicated than just, let's start studying by 4 p.m. every day. It's harder than that. So there are secrets to this. So would you like me to show you exactly how to do that? Just like you showed Mrs. Eniola. Type yes in the chat if you would like that. Type yes in the chat if you would like that. Let me know in the chat if you would like that. Let me know in the chat if you would like that. Type yes, type yes, type yes, type yes if you would like that. Great, 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 great. I see a lot of yeses. I see a lot of yeses. Good. Now let's go back to the third secret. And honestly, honestly, this one might be the most important of all three. This one might be the most important of all three. And so we call this the motivation switch. This is the one secret that turns studying into something that your child wants to do, right? So for most people, in order to get your child to study on their own, you have to do one of three things. You have to do one of these three things. You have to force them, you have to threaten them, or you have to bribe them. But none of these actually create a child who wants to study. And I know some of you are sitting there thinking, Chris, the only thing my child responds to is cane. And even the bribes have stopped working. I want you to hear me on this, because the fact that the cane is the only thing that gets a reaction is not a sign that your child is stubborn. It's a sign that every other method has failed, so you have been pushed to the very last resort. And what the cane only does is that it buys you that session, just that one. Tomorrow, you're back to square one. The fear will wear off. And the bribing, it works for a day, then it dies, because once the treat is gone, the motivation is gone. So both of them fail for the same reason. They come from the outside. They don't change what is happening inside your child. They come from the outside. So what I'm about to show you is very different. And this is how you build the wanting. You build the desire. So you never have to reach for the cane or the bribe again. Okay? So everyday parents tell me, I want my child to be able to study on their own. But the truth is that at this age, it can be very difficult because your child does not have intrinsic motivation yet. Their brain is not wired for it yet. And so what you have to do is that you have to engineer it. Yes. Children have desires. They have things they want. They have privileges that they enjoy. They have activities that they love, and you can use it. But the mistake that almost every parent makes is one of two things, right? The mistake that almost every parent makes is one of two things. It's either you give them everything they want freely, that is phone time, outings, streets, TV, just because, they're my child now, they should not suffer, you should give them everything they want. Or you go the other way, which is you take away everything as a threat. If you don't study, no phone for a week, no TV until you finish your homework, no party, or no stay over, anything. This makes everything feel like punishment. So guess what the child is going to do? Guess. Just guess. They will hate you. They will resent you. The studying will still not get done, and you will constantly be stuck fighting battles. And so both approaches, they fail spectacularly. They fail spectacularly. So the right way to use every privilege your child already enjoys, find that thing and connect it to one thing. Do you know what that one thing is? It is reading effort. Not grades, though, not outcomes, effort. The ability to try. This is so important because a lot of people make this mistake and they wonder why it doesn't work. Right? They wonder why it doesn't work. The idea for this is to give your child points when they put in effort into studying. And at the end of the week, those points can now be cashed in to unlock certain predetermined privileges. It could be phone access, it could be limited screen time, it could be outings. Things they already enjoy now, they become things that they earn through their effort. And why this is so powerful is because your child is no longer studying because you forced them. They are studying because they want their tablet on Saturday. They want their gaming time on the weekend. And the beautiful part is that over time, their brain starts to associate the act of trying with rewards. So they start trying for the sake of trying because effort itself starts to feel good. There's something about, think about, like, let me imagine, for example, those of you that are like amala and proper ogufe, abi, that's what they talk about, right? That like it. When you think about it, your brain just, Your brain jumps for joy, right? Because that's it's such a great feeling in your brain that you're waiting for this food. And so it doesn't matter, even if you were walking before, you'll be walking with joy because you know that after this, you're about to go and treat yourself with proper food. Right? That is what creates intrinsic motivation in your child. Because your child now does the things that are necessary or that necessarily they will probably would not have done normally. But because by doing it, because by doing it, it unlocks the good things of life for them, they will get on it with enthusiasm and joy. And so building this system properly, because there's a way you can make mistakes. Someone said I'm mentioning her name, I beg now. Right? There's a way you can do this and you make mistakes because this is very delicate. It's very delicate. It takes the most precision. It's so easy to make mistakes. And instead of getting results, you now end up destroying everything or raise an entitled child. But the truth is that if you learn how it works, if you learn the parameters, you know how like electricity is good, but electricity can also burn your house. So if you know the exact voltage, the exact to use, it helps you, you get excellent results. And it doesn't just work on just academics. It works on parenting full time. So it helps you run parenting on easy mode. I remember working with this mom, her name was Gladys. She had twins. Both were around like 9-10 years. So her son was very smart, but underperforming. The son was scoring 70s when he could score 90s, all because he did not put in the required effort. Whereas her daughter was different. The daughter was quiet and throwing tantrums whenever it was time to study, refusing to read. Two completely different children, yes, the same problem. And so both her and her husband, they've grown up working their way through school, so they knew what was at stake. But for some reason, they couldn't figure out exactly how to break through with their own children. So when she started working with us, we built a proper effort-based reward system for the twins. And what happened next is something I want you to watch carefully. I want you to watch this carefully because what she says at the end of this video, is one of the most important things. It's one of the most important things that you will hear tonight. It's so important, it's so vital. It's one of the hardest things I've heard a parent say. So listen to her yourself. Listen to her yourself.
My son's challenge is not of IQ or understanding, the concentration and avoiding distractions and paying attention to details. And then another challenge is that this thing that he believes he knows, you have a higher impression of yourself than you actually do have. For me, that's a challenge. He may be scoring his average mark being in 70, but I believe he can push his average mark to 90. Sometime, maybe we will try and go into mentorship because we have passed through that ourselves. Just that ownership, let them own it. I have that sense of responsibility that I need to do this and I must do this. You know, that's where I want us to get to.
This program actually has been an eye-opener for me. I never, for once, thought that my children could see. I see the character exhibited towards explanation of what they learned. Dalu normally throws tantrums, but this particular method has forced her to want to listen to the teacher. one big major thing that I saw that really shocked me was the energy with which they jumped to come and tell me, "Mommy, I'm done. The lesson is done. So it's time for me to teach you. It's time for me to teach you." I never forced them to do that. They look forward to, if I say I'm not even ready, if you see the way they will stand in front of me, whatever it is I'm doing, I'll become uncomfortable. So they want me to listen to them. There's a mind reset. There's a mind shift, which has also made me. So there are certain things I see my husband do. I'll just say, this man needs to attend a crisis session.
There's a mind reset. So let me say that line again. There's a mind reset. This is what happens to you. This is what happens to you when your child, when you implement structure at home. Because I want you to really understand this. I want you to understand that most of the time, it's not that the right things don't exist. It's that most of the time we spend too much time frolicking, we spend too much time on methods that don't work, that we miss out on the great things that gets us the result. And so when you put the right place, the right time, and the right effort system in place, when all three are working together in your home, your child changes. Of course, they study, they focus, they start performing. But the bigger thing that nobody wants you about is that you change. You stop being the parent who shouts. You stop being the parent who has to push. You stop being the parent who bribes and threatens. You become calmer, more confident, and more in control. And you become more like this parent. How would you like to get this kind of result? Tell me. How would you like to get this kind of result for yourself? How would you like to get this kind of testimonials for yourself? How would you like that? Tell me in the chat. Would you like that? Would you like that? Is that what you're aspiring towards? A life where your child is not the one begging to teach you. You're the one where your child has read so much that they are so excited to come and teach you what they learned. Because this mom did not just get a daughter who stopped throwing tantrums. She got a daughter who runs to her after school, excited to teach her what she learned. She did not just get a son who stopped being careless. She got a son who is connected to who he is becoming. And she got herself back. She got herself back. So how would you like that kind of result? Because I didn't say, I mean, you saw it was live. Right? Right? So look at everything. Look at everything we've covered tonight. Look at everything that we've covered tonight. I've showed you why your child has been struggling to focus all this while, and you had nothing to do with your child being lazy or stubborn or unintelligent. I showed you 3 things that every focused child has at home that yours does not. The right place, the right time, and the right system. I showed you why every lesson teacher you've ever paid was fighting a losing battle. Right? I showed you because that home environment was always going to win. I showed you what happens when parents finally get this right. So I want you to feel this for a moment. I want you to feel this because you're not the same person who you were 15 minutes ago. Something has shifted in how you see this whole thing. So type in the chat. Type yes if something has moved tonight. Type yes if you've got more clarity. Type yes. Type yes in the chat. Are you great? Are you glad that you stayed for this whole training tonight? Can you see yourself using what I showed you tonight? Type the word yes, 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 yes. Can you see yourself using what I showed you tonight? And even if all you used was a fraction, you know how they do fraction, 1/4 of what I shared, would you say that it has been worth it? Would you say that it has been worth it? Would you say that it has been worth it? I'm looking at the charts. I'm seeing a lot of yeses. Good, 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 good. Great. I love that. But the brutal truth is that understanding the system is not the same as implementing it effectively. There's a lot more that needs covering, and I could even go deeper for the next 3 hours, but then it still would not be enough. And so there's so much more you need to actually get this kind of result, because these parents actually, they're committed to it. They committed to getting this kind of result. That's why they got it. And so when I sat down to prepare for tonight, I had two choices. The first option was to come here, to share what I've learned and hope that you find your way from there and figure it out. But then I thought, what if there was a better way? What if there was a better way? What if there was another option that could guarantee you success and actually help you deploy this system in your home predictably, where I could actually guarantee you results and finally get your child to focus and study on their own as soon as in the next 21 days. As soon as in the next 21 days. Would you like that? Would you like that? Would you like that? And so I thought, what if I gave you the complete system, the scripts, the templates, the exact methodology to build all of this in your home and possibly hold your hand through it all? Would you want it? Type yes if you would like that. If I don't get up to 10 yeses, I would assume that you don't want it and we can close the session right now. So type yes right now if you would like to get access to the complete system. Type yes right now if you want to get access to the complete system. Type yes right now if you'd like to get access to the complete system. If I don't get up to 10, I'm going to count. Okay, 1, 2, 4. Okay, Moshe. All right. So I've put together a complete program that takes everything I've built over years of working privately, all my experiences, everything that we've seen that has worked. I've put everything together into a step-by-step system that you can follow from your living room. And the beautiful thing is that everything is straight to the point. No long talk. Everything is straight to the point. Okay, I've put everything together, and so even if you are busy, it was made for busy people. So even if you are busy, you can go through it in the next 21 days, in the next few days, and start getting results immediately. Okay? And so with great excitement, I want to introduce you to the focus switch blueprint. And so let me clear something up right away, because I know some of you are wondering, is it a book? Am I just buying another ebook? No. It's not a book. It's a complete step-by-step system, video modules that you can watch and follow along. It contains a lot of things that I'm going to share with you. Done for you script. I'm ready to print templates, bonuses, a community, everything you need to actually build this in your home. So you're not buying information. You're not buying one video. You're buying a system that produces a result. Okay? You're buying a system that produces a result. And so let me walk you through what is actually inside. So in the first module, we'll break down exactly why your child has been struggling to focus and what to do. Even if your child has ADHD, by the end of this module, you will never look at your child the same way again. And then in module 2, I'll walk you through setting up the study zone that anchors focus in your home. You will learn the rhythm that rewires their brain and condition it to stay on task every single time. You will also learn my 3-step strategy to increase your child's attention span. So if your child's attention span is currently at maybe 5 minutes, I'll show you how to take it to 20, 30 minutes per time. Focus is a skill and it is trainable. It doesn't matter if your child can only focus for 5 minutes, it works. Okay? Then in the third module, I will review to you the system to finally eliminate reading resistance. You see that thing that each time you want to teach your child to read, or you want your child to read, and your child will just say, no, I don't want. I'll show you how to remove it. By the end of this module, you finally have a child who reaches for their books on their own. Like they will literally pick up their books by themselves without you having to yell or shout anymore. And you will discover the exact way to engineer the learning desire in your child and get them to pick up their books by themselves. You're also going to discover how to make your child want to study without bribery, without yelling, or without force. And then in the last module, you will also see how to turn this into a lifestyle, how to make it stick, how to make your children independent and master these habits. And maybe, because there are holidays sometimes and you want to ease off and all of those things, I'll show you how to restart this system if for any reason there was school breaks, maybe travel, maybe holidays, maybe sickness. That's the entire blueprint. And it's so easy to implement. It's so easy to implement and you can finish it in one day if you're serious. So this is your ticket to finally having a child who can focus, having a child who can study on their own, and having a child who would definitely make you proud. And so now let's talk about how much access to this program is actually, because I know that that's definitely what you're thinking about right now. So when parents come to work with us directly, like I said, the rate today is 300,000 naira for 1 month of coaching, and there is a waiting list. And most people choose coaching because it takes working with you one-on-one and all of that. And so every single family that we've helped pay that or very close for us to work with them privately. And all of them got results because they invested not only their time, but also their money as well. And consider this, it is the same high-level strategies and system that is inside the Focus Switch blueprint, because we took everything that has worked and we compiled it into this blueprint. And so it's safe to say that the value of the blueprint is 300,000 naira, right? Because it's the same information. But obviously, I'm not going to charge you that. Okay? So no fear. So when I sat down to put this together into a course, into a program, the natural thing would have been to charge 1/3 of the price, which was going to be 100,000 naira. And that would still be a fraction of the original fee, which honestly would still be fair. Considering the results that you would get. If you're paying lesson teachers 50,000 a month, 2 months, you've still not gotten results. But if you paid 100,000 naira, you would get results instantly. But still, I decided not to do that. The reason being that I wanted to get this blueprint into as many people's hands as possible. That's my main goal for doing this. Because we have no problem taking 300 and working for people who can afford it. But I wanted to bring it to everybody. I wanted you to have access to it. And so, blueprint is not 300,000. It's not 50,000 naira. It's not even 100,000 naira. And so this program is going to launch fully 100% on the 30th of May. And we have 50,000 naira for this. It's less than 9 days, right? But those of you who would attend this training today and stay till now, I want to give you an opportunity to not only be among the first set of people to this blueprint, I want to make you a founding member, but also give you a great bargain as well. And so that's why I've decided to open an extremely limited pre-launch price for just 20 people to get access to this blueprint. And so for tonight only, you can get access to the Focus Switch blueprint worth 300,000 naira at a 90% discount, which means you can get access for just 30,000 naira. Yeah, let me say that again. For 30,000 naira, you can have access to this blueprint. You can finally have a child who can focus on their books and read on their own without your involvement, without you having to shout and yell. That 30,000 is what is less than, for those of you that took your children to go and watch Michael Jackson the other day, is less than what you paid to watch that movie if you have 3 children. And so if you want to be part of the lucky 20 people now, here's what I want you to do next. There are 2 ways to pay. Okay? There are 2 ways for you to get access. I want you to pick whichever one is best for you. Option 1, there's a pinned link right now that my team members are going to drop. There's a pinned link that they are going to drop. Let me even see if I can share it from here. In a second. Yes, so there's this one, right? My team, they're still going to drop a link on the comments and pin it, where you can go to seller.com. You can go to seller.com, right, /focus switch. You can go to seller.com /focus switch and actually get access to this program for just 30,000 naira. Or you can screenshot this bank account details on your screen right now. It's a Sterling bank account. It's a Sterling bank account. The account number is 01084314446. Just screenshot it. Screenshot it. And either way, once you have paid, just send your receipt to our WhatsApp number. That's the WhatsApp number that was sending you reminders for this training, right? Just send it, and the team will give you instant access, will put you on the wait list, so that you can get access once we launch. All right? So for those of you who want to pay online, just go to seller.com. You can click on the link. In fact, let me do a little demonstration and show you exactly. I'm showing you exactly. Please screenshot this page if you are looking for your account details. Or I think they've pasted their details on the WhatsApp. They will also send it on the WhatsApp group. So anywhere that you are, please use it and get access right now. So let me show you guys how this is. Let me see and show you how to actually make payments for this if you want to. So this is how it works. If you want to use Seller, this is the page that you are going to land on. Okay, this is the page that you are going to land on. You said a 7-module program. Then you just click on pre-order. When you click on this, you will see checkout 30,000 naira. Put in your name, your email, your phone number. Once you do that, boom, the account details come up here. So use this particular account details and use that to get access. It's literally that simple. Once you do it, you get an email from seller showing that you have actually gotten access. So go ahead right now and secure your slot. Remember, this is just for 20 people, the first 20, after which we are going to return the price to 50,000 there. And so, this is an opportunity for you. It's an opportunity for you to get access right now. Okay? Get access right now. Once 20 people are in, I tell you, the price automatically changes. So this is something you want. If this is something you want, go ahead right now. Go ahead right now and get access. Okay? Once we are in, we are in. Once we are in, we are in. Okay? So, and though while you do that, I also have some really exclusive bonuses for you. Okay, so my team and I, we thought hard, after we created this, and we thought, what else would you possibly need? What else would you possibly need to make this program even more valuable and 10 times more effective for you? And that's how we came up with some really nice exclusive bonuses. Some really nice exclusive bonuses. And so the first thing that you're going to get, is what I call the 7-day quick start guide. The 7-day quick start guide. It's a complete day-by-day implementation plan for your first week. And so while we wait for the launch day, you can start laying the groundwork immediately so that you're ready to hit the ground running. What this helps you to do is to avoid the overwhelm and help you get started immediately. This bonus alone is worth 15,000 naira, but you get it for free when you join tonight. So you now have the full course worth 100,000, and also the quick start guide worth 15,000, which value to 115,000, and you only pay 30,000 naira today to get access. So go ahead right now. Go ahead right now and secure your slots, because slots are going out real fast. Okay? Now, the second bonus that you're getting is access to my complete bundle of templates and worksheets. For every client, we typically create all the templates, all the worksheets for them to deploy this system in their home. And so I decided to also give you access to every single thing, right? I try to give you access to every single thing: the daily schedules, the study zone checkup, the star chart, the tracking sheet, the Pomodoro timer, the distraction list, the weekly review sheet, everything. We designed it. I designed them based on what has worked for hundreds of families. So all you need to do is just print them and use. This bundle alone is worth 20,000 naira, and you also get it when you join tonight. So you now get the course, you get the quick start guide, you get the template. All of them are worth 135,000 naira, and you only get to pay 30,000 naira today. So go ahead right now and secure your slot before it runs out. Go right now. Click on the button, click on the link that is pinned, or you can make a transfer, right? Make a transfer to Sterling Bank, and we'll get you in as soon as possible. Now, if you don't know exactly what to use to create a reward system, maybe you are thinking, I don't have money to keep buying things. What we've done is that we built you a complete reward bank. Over 50, categorized by age, categorized by interest. And the best part is that 20 of those rewards are completely free. You can implement them without spending one kobo, because rewards are about psychology, not about money. And so this rewards bank is worth 10,000 naira, and it is yours for free tonight. So far, you are getting the course, you are getting the blueprint, you are getting the bank, you are getting all of them, right? They are worth 145,000 naira, and you only pay 30,000 naira today. So get access. Go ahead right now and secure your slot, because like once the 20 people are up, it is gone. Oh, it is gone. My assistants are in the DM, they are in the chat. So if you have any question, you can reach out, you can ask questions, and we can answer you. And that's not also all. Many parents, they come to me afraid of one thing. There's something that always happens. They say, what if I say the wrong thing? You know, when I set up this system, they say, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I don't know how to present this to my children? What if my child throws a tantrum and I don't know what to say? What if my husband starts undermining what I'm doing? You know, sometimes, men, sometimes they don't understand. They will just be shouting. They'll say, what are you doing? Right? So what I did was I wrote you scripts, word for word, for every situation. The script for introducing the whole system to your child, the script for the first refusal, the script for handling tantrums, the script for your husband or wife who is not on board, the script for talking to your child's teacher about what you are doing at home. I created all of this, and I'm giving them to you. So you don't have to think. Just use the script, and it lands every single time. And this pack is worth 25,000 naira, yours for free. So you are getting value of over 160,000 naira, and you only pay 30,000. That's a steal. Have you paid? Tell me in the chat if you have paid. Have you gotten access? Have you gotten access? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Well, I'm not done, no, because I know that you would always have question and answer. You will always have questions or need support. And that is why I'm giving you lifetime access to the Focus Switch community. It's a private space where you join other parents who are doing this alongside you, where you can ask questions, you can share your wins, you can vent on the hard days, you can get encouraged when you are about to give up. Because the number one reason parents fail with self-paced programs is loneliness. They do it for 2 weeks. They hit a hard moment and there's nobody to help them, so they quit. They quit, right? You'll also discover the exact way to engineer learning desire, right? Because the truth is that this community makes sure that that never happens to you, so that you never quit. You have access to this for life. Somebody is there. The parents are there. Everybody's there to help you, to support you. And so this means that the total of everything you are getting now is 260,000 naira. For just 30,000 naira today, you have access to all of these. And that's outside of what you get in the program. So go ahead right now and secure your slot. Go ahead right now and secure your slot. So there's one more exclusive bonus. And I saved this one for last, because honestly, this might be the most important thing I'm giving you today. So one thing I've noticed, in years of doing this, is that the thing that most loving parents are most ashamed of is the shouting. Like you know you should not yell, but you find yourself yelling. You find yourself raising your voice when you know you should not have. Find yourself snapping because you are exhausted and these children are stressing you. The times, and then you now go to bed feeling like a bad parent. I don't want to feel like that anymore. So I'm doing this for you. I put together a detailed masterclass that we call the Discipline Without Shouting Masterclass, to show you the secrets to avoid yelling for the unforeseeable future. You would like to stop yelling, unless you like it, but if you'd like to stop yelling, this training, when we are done here, it is going to go on sale for 20,000 naira. And for those who know that they are good and you buy them a lot. And so this program is very exclusive. For tonight alone, you get it for free. Get it for free. Let me show you the lot that you're getting for free today. Let me show you what you're getting. You are getting the focus switch blueprint. You're getting the 7-day quick start guide. You're getting the templates and worksheet. You're getting the 50 reward bank. You're getting the parent script pack. You're getting the Tensai parent community. And you're also getting the Discipline Without Shouting training. And the total value of everything that you are getting is 290,000 naira. I mean, we've built this value so much that it has come up to the fee that people pay for the coaching 101. And the total value of everything is 300,000. It's 290,000. But when you get into 90,000 naira, you save yourself 260,000. So go to seller.com right now /focus switch. Go right now and register. I hope you are registered. Those of you who are here right now watching, if you are registered, just type paid in the chat. Type paid in the chat. If you are registered, type paid in the chat. Type paid in the chat. Because for some of you, you know exactly how to make great investments in your children. And you know that this is one of the best investments that you could make for their life. Because what is exactly going to happen when your child can now focus? What would your life look like? All those things that you used to shout every day. Think about, just imagine when you no longer have to do that. Imagine when you no longer have to do any of that. Go to seller.com right now /focus switch. Seller, just click on the link, the pin link on this comment section. Click on it and then use it and register. You get in for 30,000 naira while it's still available today. And this program is my only program that I ever launched that has a 100% success rate. 100% success rate. And so I am willing to give you a 101% guarantee because I know it works. So my guarantee to you is this: when the course opens up, you have full access for 30 days. Watch every module, try the system, implement it for 21 days. And if after applying it honestly, for 21 days and you don't see your child responding differently, you don't see any signs of improvement in your child, you did the work and I will not penny what you pay. That is how confident I am that this works. This is not marketing gimmick. This is not marketing gimmick. I'm telling you that if you don't get results, come and hold me. Say, Chris, you said everybody will get results. Show me you did the work. And I will give you. The only time I will not give you is when you did not do the work. Oh. Some of you buy course, you will not open it, you will not study, you will not do anything, and then you come and say, it did not work for me. I will not give you anything. But if you actually do the work and you don't get results, which is why I know that you're going to get results, because there's nobody that has applied the system the way we teach it and has not gotten results. And so tell me, if after this guarantee and after everything that you've gotten, tell me, why are you hesitating? What is the challenge? Let me know in the comments. I'm here to answer your question. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat why you are hesitating, why you have not gone right now to pay. Let me know now. You now that you are watching, what is holding you back? Can you be honest with me? Be honest with me and tell me exactly what is holding you back. Tell me, maybe you are thinking, this money is too much, I can't afford it. Well, let me tell you the things that are cheaper than 30,000 naira. 30,000 naira is cheaper than what you pay 1 month of lesson teacher. It's cheaper than one weekend outing if you go out for the weekend. If you buy what's the name of this chicken again? Is it old layer? Buy 2 old layer, you spend more than 30,000 naira. If you want to make proper soup now, you will spend more than 30,000 naira. Right? If anything, if you want to buy maybe textbooks for next term, about now, you spend way more than 30,000 naira. If you want to buy Chicken Republic for all your kids, you will spend more than 30,000 naira. Right? And even this watch, even this small smartwatch that I'm wearing is more than 30,000 naira. And so it's not really about whether it's expensive or not. It's about what is it costing you not to solve it? What is it costing you to not get this solution? Do you like the way that you have been shouting for the last 6 months? The last 6 months that your child, you've been shouting, you've been yelling, you've been telling them, read your book, focus. Do you like the way that when you go to your child's school, they will tell you the same thing? My child, see, the things that we see when we started assessments is that we see parents who have been, the same problem. They've been facing the same problem for years. And now their child is maybe like 13 or 14. And they've come to us. They're telling us, please do your magic. When I'm not a magician. This is the age. If your child is still within those 3 to 12 years, this is the age where everything happens. You have to pay the price now, because it gets to a point where there's nothing you can do about it. You can pay all the money in the world and no solution will help you. And so the math is not whether can I afford 30,000. The math is the thing that you have been doing before this night. Can you afford to keep doing them? Can you afford to keep doing them? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. So maybe you are thinking, I'm busy. I don't have time to go through a course. Well, you don't have to worry about that, because number one, this is the most straightforward program that you will ever see. Me, I'm busy too. We've worked with a lot of busy people. And so I created this program for busy people like you and I. So I removed all the unnecessary information, all the things, and I went straight to the point. And so if you have like a few minutes a day, you can finish the entire program in 1 week. But if you still feel like you're too busy for that, like your busyness is the reason, It is okay, but I just want you to promise me something. I want you to promise me something. I want you to promise me that you will accept that you will never have the time to raise the kind of child you want. Because this is the freest that you will ever be. There will never be a time when you will not be busy. And so the idea is that if you can do it when you are busy, then you can do it anytime. It means that even when there's a little bit of free time, you can do more. So it's either you accept it, and just stop complaining about the problem. When your child cannot focus, don't shout. Just leave him like that, because you saw the solution, but you refuse. You say, no, I can't do this. So if you can make me that promise, no wahala. Nobody fight. But if you can't, if you know that tomorrow you're still going to feel sad, go ahead right now and secure your slot, because once this 20, Favor, how many people have paid? Because I want to close this slot now. Or maybe you are thinking, oh, my child is different. This will not work for them. Hear me, because in 3 years of doing this, I've never met a child the system did not work for. Difficult children, strong-willed children, smart children, quiet children, loud children, children who threw tantrums, children who shut down, ADHD, autism, all of them, same system, different applications, and same result. Your child is not the exception. What has happened is that your child has not met the right structure yet. But if after all of this you feel that it will not work, maybe you have accepted that the situation, you are fine with the fact that it will never get better, because the only person that can stop trying is the person that has agreed with themselves that there's nothing they can do to help themselves, that everything is a problem, that there's no solution to that problem. So if that is you, no wahala. But if you are ready to take a leap, you want to try one more time, then go straight right now. Head on straight to the link below now and make payments. Like I said, after tonight you showed up, you stayed. I mean, if you are here now up to this point, it shows me that you are a parent who genuinely wants this for their home. You're a parent who genuinely wants this for your home. So now you have a decision to make. The link is seller.com/focus switch. You can also pay with bank transfer. Right? It's in the chat, it's in the WhatsApp group, it's everywhere. Get access tonight and finally have a child who can focus, who can study on their own, who has the desire to learn. Every single thing in life has a price. Your price today is 30,000 naira. Imagine if God came down right now and told you that the price to being a better parent, the price to having the kind of child that you want is just 30,000 naira. It is the voice of God that you are hearing right now. Because all these parents have gotten these amazing results. They have all seen this result. They were where you once are. And look today, look at their testimonials. Look at their own testimonies. They are living their life. They are enjoying their life. It is possible for you too. It is possible for you too. And so you are getting the focus switch blueprint. You are getting the 7-day quick start guide. You are getting the template and worksheets. You are getting the 50 reward bank, 50. You are getting the parent script pack, the Tensai parent community, and the discipline without shouting training. All of them are worth 290,000 naira. Get access right now. Remember, the course opens on the 30th of May, but your bonuses, they come earlier. So if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. If you have been telling yourself next month is already too late because your child is growing right now. The patterns are forming right now. The habits are setting right now. And you can change that trajectory tonight. You can change it tonight. Or you can wait and pay more. right? Once the course launches, it goes to 50,000. You pay 50,000, no problem. I like it. I know which one I will choose, though. I know which one I will choose because it's an investment. You think about it, it's not a payment, it's an investment. You're investing into your child's life. So pay on seller right now or transfer directly to Sterling Bank. Please share this account details now and make your transfer. Send your receipt to our WhatsApp number and my team will give you access. If you have any questions, please do well to ask. But meanwhile, thank you for being here tonight. And whether you join the program or not, I am grateful that you are here. I am grateful that you gave me this time. And for those who have joined, for those who ain't gotten, welcome. The team will reach out to you. You get an email, get a message, tomorrow. And for everyone else, try and get in before it goes away. I hope that this training has been eventful. I hope you loved it. I hope you learned something. I think the slots are almost gone, so I think I'll cut it here. So if you are interested and you want to get started, do well to use the link or the account details. Get in and make sure that you take advantage of this because after now, the price changes. Take care of yourself and have a good